in the rotation. So I appreciate everyone who voted. Of course, people who were kind of disingenuous and voting for stupid, hating reasons. It's just a waste of everyone's time. And hilariously, they failed anyway because I really know I would have lost a lot more with Dalsim at this point. But it is what it is. I mean, these people are very smart, right? So today, because of your votes, I'm using Ryu, all right? The saying, we had just gotten out of an action-packed segment. I'm like, oh, this is great. Maybe it'll continue. Nope. 2 hours of boring cutscenes and really boring elaboration of plot that didn't matter. I don't care about the townspeople and the girl who lost her fucking comb, and now I have to go find her in the field, and she got killed by a bunch of enemies, and then you gotta go talk to a bunch of fucking, what were they?
Yo, this dude's speedrunning.
Women of the Night, I guess you could call them.
This dude's speedrunning Vice City.
But it really had nothing to do with the plot.
That's
Literally,
crazy.
it had nothing to do with the plot of the game, and that's what this game keeps doing.
Dude, if you're
in time-killing,
a Vice City speedrunner, dude,
that don't add anything to the plot
you're
of the
insane,
game.
dude.
Then all of a sudden, oh, an hour of amazing gameplay and plot. Well, why didn't we just get to that? Why did we have 2 hours of boring-ass fucking filler? And everyone's bored with it, including me. The funny part is, Jasper, say hello. He's purring. Say hello.
Oh, monetize it. Monetize it. Monetize the cat. Monetize the cat.
When we get to the good parts of the game, it's great. Like yesterday's last hour, we went to a dungeon. We fought a bunch of interesting enemies. There was a cool boss fight. Then there was another boss fight between the icons. So it's like freaking two kaiju monsters beating the shit out of each other. Then we had giant plot elaboration and a time lapse. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And then it's like, okay, you know, is it back to boredom now? I'm just tired of the boredom. You have to get my interest. If in 15 hours I've played this game and only 5 hours have interested me, that's a problem with the game. It's a big problem, and that's the problem I'm having with Final Fantasy 16 is the highs are very high, but then they put in all this shit that's boring. I shouldn't have played for 15 hours to get where I am. I should have played 5, and all the rest could have easily been cut out. But you know what it is? It's an RPG, and which is RPG, we have to give it a pass, right? No, we don't. No, we don't. We can demand better. Just because you bought the game for $70 and they claim it's 80 hours long, it shouldn't be 20 to 25 hours of good stuff and 60 hours of boredom. And that's a major problem with the game. Everyone who shows up to my Final Fantasy streams complains that half the stream's boring because we're just sitting here watching fucking boring-ass cutscenes that have nothing to do with the plot. And it really is, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like, there's people defending it right now in the chat. All right, I'm going to make an analogy.
They're defending.
Let's imagine you're playing a game, all right? And the game is about, it's a sim game, right? The entire sim game is about, you know, basically you raising a family inside your house. But then every time you leave and you go into the city, there's a bunch of distracting things there. Like there's a whole side quest about a burger shop. And all the people in the burger shop and their little menial tasks that they need to do, like they ran out of mustard. And you're going to help them out. You decided to help them. You're going to go find mustard and bring it to the burger shop and all of that. By the way, it's incredibly time-consuming. It's a bunch of very mundane, boring, blasé dialogue. And when you're done with the quest that takes 4 hours to do, you get nothing significant for it whatsoever. Oh, but it's world building because you wanted to know about the burger shop down the street from your house. But the fucking game is back at your house raising your family. Why the fuck do you care about the burger shop and why did you waste 4 hours there?
Wait, what?
That's Final Fantasy 16. Literally. Here's your plot and what should be important. But go spend time with these other fucking things that have nothing to do with it. Why? Why?
Well,
let me play the game. Stop distracting me with boring bullshit. And that's Final Fantasy 16. Half the time, it's boring bullshit. Sorry, I want to play a fun game. I don't want to waste my time with my thumb up my ass waiting for the girl with the comb to emerge from the field. I don't give a fuck. Okay? So, I'm sorry. Maybe some people are just so desperate for stories in games they think this is fun. But to me, it really just drives me absolutely nuts. It does. And that's the thing. So everything I'm describing, right? It's like, so do I really want to play Final Fantasy 16 tomorrow? Well, here's the thing.
No.
I know the first half of the stream is going to be probably boring. And then we'll get to good stuff the last hour of the stream.
Wagequit, baby.
Or I could continue my rise in Street Fighter 6. I can play with the characters I've been learning.
Continue my rise, baby.
It's action-packed. It's fun. You know what I mean? So what do you think I'm going to pick?
Rise.
What do you seriously think I'm going to pick between the two? Sorry, but yeah, these game developers making RPGs need to do a better job. It's gotten to the point where every game has to be 80 hours long, but if half the time I'm not having fun, then fuck this. Why play every RPG if every RPG is the same? They're all just time wasters. I don't want to waste my time. And it's sad because, again, a game like Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, I'm like almost 50 hours in now. I want to say I'm like 45, 46 hours in. Yeah, 45 hours in as of last night. You want to know the truth? Last night's stream was amazing. We had a lot of fun. Last night, we completed a quest that was meaningful. We went to Hyrule Castle. We're exploring this creepy-ass dungeon. There's mobs of enemies that are unique and interesting. There's a really unique boss fight. It was challenging. Man, I had to pump a bunch of items. I got rewarding weapons at the end. I was like, this is amazing, right? So these games have high highs. There's streams that are really good of each game. Really. But so I don't want to crap on these games. Oh, they suck. They don't. They don't suck. The problem is they don't know how to pace and they don't know how to retain interest. This would be like going to the movies to see a 3-hour movie and you're fucking bored for 2 hours and only 1 hour is interesting. Then the movie is bad. You get that? It's bad. But for a video game, we give it a pass. Why? Why? No, the whole game should be bad. But, excuse me. The whole game should be good. It shouldn't be 2/3 of the game is boring. Anyway.
I'll be there. I want to see that ending.
Hanzo Kamara, at this point, you're spouting such nonsense. He literally just says, the pointless side quests are not time wasters. The side quest, where there's 2 people sitting on a bench in the middle of the city who have no significance to anything in the plot, and they're hungry, and you have to go to the inn and talk to 3 people to find a dish of food sitting on top of a bureau, and you pick the food up, and you walk back, and you hand them the plate of food, and they reward you with like 2 experience and a gill bug. That's significant. Get the fuck out of here. And the thing is, that's the majority of side quests so far in Final Fantasy 16. They are boring ass time wasters. So don't give me that crap. You are so full of it. What it is you like the game, which is fine. I like the highs of the game, but I'm not going to sit here and lie about the game and say that everything's good. That's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, you didn't like the comb retrieval mission? Oh, man, let me tell you. Because what's going to happen is at the end of the game, you're fighting the final boss. And when all hope is lost and all the chips are down, you're going to pull out the comb and you're going to go doink and poke him in the eye. He's going to go, ah, my one weakness. Oh, and that's it. And that's the end of the game. The comb saves the day, right?
Coom. He's cooming.
All right. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Of a good business and or website or someone who'd be willing to work with me on merchandise. I've now not had merchandise in several years. All right. I'm starting to get people asking me for it again. In the past few months, I've gotten several requests from people saying, hey, do you sell any merch? I'm just curious. You know, I've been watching your stuff for like a year and I like your stuff, but you don't sell any merch. And everyone else has merch and not you. There's a good reason.
Sell it yourself.
Over 2 years ago, my hate watchers decided to go on a hate campaign against me. And what they did is they created a bunch of slander, and they did things like took my old moniker, which used to be called the King of Hate, okay? And they took that moniker, and they combined that with out-of-context clips from, not exaggerating, over a decade ago. You know, from my early days
out
as a
of
YouTuber,
context?
when all the commentary was kind of risque and over the top and over-exaggerated, and when things like that weren't offensive back then, and they would basically make a montage of stuff.
When things weren't offensive?
To all the companies that I was doing business with. They sent it to Twitch, they sent it to Teespring, they sent it to a bunch of places. And after doing this, literally 3 different companies cut ties with me. Even though all the stuff they sent them was either a lie, out of context, or incredibly outdated, and has nothing to do with who I am today. I mean, I can't press enough how unprofessional Teespring is. Now they're just called Spring. Like, I've worked with this company for 5 years. They reached out to me 5 years ago to say they wanted to work with me to make merch. They actually designed some of my original designs of merch. They knew all about me. They knew about the King of Hate moniker. They knew all my history, and they reached out to me to work with me. But what happened is in the last many years,
they didn't know.
Companies now
They didn't know.
Woke, and now they're all so afraid
they didn't
of
look.
being associated with anyone who ever said anything risque. So after my haters sent them a bunch of shit, they kicked me out of their program, which makes no sense because I did nothing. If anything, I've improved myself. I don't make that kind of harmful content anymore. But they actually said, oh, we're kicking you out of our program. You can't have merch here anymore for things you did over a decade ago. Even though they were okay with it 5 years before. So, I'm looking for a company that actually has a brain, that actually would work with me with my current content and my current stuff. I would like to do a line of products. A line of shirts or whatever.
I have
but I'm not going to start working with a company that on a moment's notice is just going to accept messages from my haters and take them as fact and kick me out, because it's too much time and effort to put into it to just have it thrown away. Let me tell you, I was pretty upset to find out they shut down my Teespring page with the work that I put into it over the years. It's bullshit. Okay? So, yeah, I'm curious, do you guys know of any companies out there that content creators work with, you know, that is not going to do
Who's it going to be?
Because I don't want to waste time, everyone's time. I don't want to put effort into it. I don't want to have you guys think it's going to happen and then it just doesn't happen, right?
Who's it going to be?
So, let me know. I need your feedback. I'm now appealing to my audience here. Who out there would be willing to work with me as a company to make merch, but isn't just going to, on a moment's notice, flip on me and say, oh, something you did 7 years ago was awful, and therefore, you know, we're not going to work with you anymore.
He could probably
use
the
sense, right? How dumb these companies have gotten. But I need help with that.
What's Cobra's site?
Fuck them. I mean, I can't believe how fucking idiotic they are. They're just the same with Twitch, because Twitch did the same thing to me, literally at the same time. That's why Twitch kicked me out of their partner program. And it's just like all these companies go in the wrong direction. They're idiotic morons. You know, you're taking someone who has made an honest effort to acknowledge that their past was wrong and change for the better, and you're punishing me for that past. So even though I've changed and I don't do that stuff anymore, too bad, you will always be punished for the mistakes of the past, is essentially what they're saying. Is that the kind of company you want to deal with? Do you really want to go stream on Twitch? Do you want to go make merch on Spring?
Well,
they're just going to act like that, right?
That's not them, dude. That's a reality.
So that's what I mean. I need to find a better company, a company that's
of the internet, dude.
And I'd be willing to listen to feedback if anyone has worked with companies, or you know of other content creators who work with companies and do merch and stuff. I really would be interested now, because I'm actually having people reach out to me and say, we want merch, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste time unless I can find a place that's guaranteed to not pull something like that. Okay?
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Okay.
I've heard this before, dude. It's like the same spiel.
Cool. Yo Saru says, wouldn't just ignoring the hate watchers rather than banning them benefit you more? Yo Saru, if you ran a restaurant and a group of people walked into your restaurant, stood in the middle of it, and kept yelling, the food is bad, the food is bad, the food is bad, the food is bad, to all of the customers around that are trying to enjoy their meals, would you just let them do that, or would you throw them out?
Hey, it's a free country. You know, you can say whatever you want, right? The food is bad. The food is bad. The food is bad. Dude, it's always extreme hypotheticals. Like, it's so stupid. Like, when would that ever happen, dude? It wouldn't. You're an idiot. You're just an idiot, dude.
Dude, I feel like this show's been going on for a while, and it's only noon. You could still learn things about Street Fighter 6 by watching that video, instead of it just being, so here's a guy that everyone hates, and everyone says he's a jackass, and he's a piece of shit, but let's watch this video make fun of him. Ha ha ha, look, he fucked up. Ha ha ha, look, he fucked up. Wow, that's great. That's content for a 4-year-old on a schoolyard making fun of pointing and bullying someone in the corner. It's productive to no one. Instead, he made a productive video that everyone can benefit from. It was really nicely done. And I did give him permission, not that he needed it, but I gave him my blessing if he wants to use any of my gameplay in the future, because I feel like just that one video I learned from.
How you feel? Funny to mess around with Phil Burnell, right? Oh, it's real funny to do these horrible things to him because it's just a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's my life.
Not Phil Burnell, Shill Burnell.
Shill Burnell.
The reason we do it is because Phil begs. Wrong. The reason they do it is because they want to see me suffer.
That's right.
Why did detractors say you're a pig roach? You don't look like a pig or a roach. I don't know. I don't know what that means. That's one of their memes. I don't actually know what it means at all. Piggy Smalls took me $1, says, own the pig meme like others. Pigs rise up. Oh my god, here we go again. Another stupid meme. Another stupid meme that means nothing.